How we all doing out there? Are we live? We are live. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. All right, we're live in Sacramento today. We're up in Tahoe through the weekend, and today working with Duante here in Sac and digging into the E5 Academy here. Yeah, we're doubling up here. He's got us live on this piece. All right, we're square. So we've got Princess Leia with us today as well. She's part of the Ride or Die family. You know, she's always along with. What's up, Jimbo? Yeah, buddy. Oh. All right, so today we're going to get into talking about a 10-day bio reset and a 30-day, what we call functional lifestyle optimization challenge. Coach Duante here is reopening his gym tomorrow and his E5 Academy space, which we'll take a look at in a moment. He's created some awesome social distancing boundaries and created nice safe distances to ensure that people have their space of comfort and appropriate distances within. Every area, state, county is totally different in their demands or in guidelines and measurements and how gyms need to reopen, whether if it's a large gym or boutique, yoga studio or whatever that is. And so Dante's done a lot of hard work over the last couple weeks in really getting this thing laid out. And another piece that he's really done amazing with through all of quarantine is providing to his community free classes and training all throughout. And really 3 months worth of training with this guy online. I know a lot of our community up in Eugene, Oregon, and Portland, and Springfield, all the way up there have all been following him as well. And that even links to some of our community out in Tahoe and Arizona. And it's really been cool to see how, even though we've been physically distanced, I don't want to say social, we've actually been more socially enhanced throughout this. Technology does that for us. It moves in information at a really fast rate. Good and bad, even misinformation, and there's a lot of that out there as well. So, and it's hard to know what to believe in these days because, everything is supposed to be changing, but 3 months into it, we're still kind of given the same guidelines: wear a mask and wash your hands. But then masks don't work, so we're all stuck in this place where the messages are really unclear, but we're going to do our part to honor all beliefs in this, which is protecting the spaces socially and physically distancing throughout. But with all that said, really excited. He opens up tomorrow, so talk to your community.
Yes. Clarification with that, you guys. The gym opens up tomorrow. ECT will get back to our classes on next Monday, the Monday after. It's going to be the 22nd, all right? I will have some more details with you guys with the added class times, all right, and the system. We're making sure that you guys get your spots in, because remember, here in the state of California, we're only allowed up to 12 people, all right? And I know that's going to be hard for you Natomas, for all of our Natomas people that are watching, all right? I know our evening classes, the numbers can get pretty up there, but we, the coaches, want to work together to make sure we simplify the system, make sure everyone can get in. I would say at least about 3 days out of the week, you guys, all right? So we're going to need your help as well with staying communicating with us and sharing the space with everyone. Although we have a big studio, guys, we have to abide by that, but we're going to have some things working together. But with that, we know that everyone has been, at home doing what they can. You guys have been following all of our coaches with Elements Health Club, E5 Academy training from here in Atoka, not just myself, but our coaches like Coach Rob, ourselves, Coach Ali, Coach Sarah, Coach Dory. You guys have been doing a pretty good job with working out with us virtually. But with that, we know it's been a challenge, being at home, for those of you guys that still had to, stay at home for what point and deal with some other challenges, all right? But those other challenges could be things like emotions, having to try to keep yourself active and things like that, try to keep yourself occupied. And some things can become dormant, all right? And even with our nutrition. So what we're going to do is, with going into this new normal that you guys may have heard a lot about, there are some adjustments, there are some adaptations that are going to have to take place. But with that, there are some things that we can't get away from based on our human design that this has afforded us the opportunity to get back to. That's where we get the word reset. All right, you guys, we're finding out that it's taking more than just a simple exercise. It's taking more than just some vegetables from your grocery store. All right, you're finding out that there are some other things that are affecting us, our mind, our bodies, our spirit, our emotions, our moods, that we have to go deeper into. All right, and when we talk about reset, we're talking about getting back to that original makeup. Things that our bodies are automatically designed to do. All right, for instance, like this, and I'm just going to be honest, this bullshit COVID-19 virus, all right, or whatever fucking virus can come around. We have an immune system that was designed in our bodies to combat it, all right? And when we have people that we have lost lives over, people that have come under some severe conditions of it, one is because the body is not able to respond the way it was designed to respond, okay? And that is because over years of bullshit that we've accumulated in our bodies, which have weakened our systems to be able to combat those things when they happen. So when we have things like pandemics, all right, when we have things like COVID coming in, and even if we were talking about, protests coming in as fucked up, a lot of our emotions and things like that, we're not responding well. And so this is the perfect window. That's what you guys been hearing me talk about that. You guys been hearing Coach talk about the window of opportunity. This is still an opportunity for our minds, for our bodies to reset and enable us to reactivate that ability to respond to these things that are happening. So now that gyms are reopening, I know everyone is in a rush to get back to the gym, but we're going to take this opportunity, we're going to seize this opportunity and reset ourselves so we can come back and do what we're supposed to do appropriately. The workouts is just only to break the body down, but we have something that's going to help reset what's happening internally to get that happening the way it's supposed to happen. So when we're done with those workouts, we're recuperating, we're resting, we're restoring, we're replenishing the way the body is supposed to. All right, you guys, so
think about it like this. I talk about, I've been talking about this a lot in the last week or so in some of our training, and our body is an entire engine. That engine requires fuel. We have 3 different primary motors that we'll discuss today, and I'm going to drill down on these motors and talking about this, but the gut, the heart, and the brain. And oftentimes we think that the problems lie up here when we have mental health issues or whatever is going on, where in all reality, so much of what we've come to realize is that our gut, when contaminated with toxins and purifications, metals, all these different things that clog up the gut lining and don't allow the nutrients that we are consuming from our organic foods to even absorb where they're supposed to. So really making sure that we're cleansing the gut out to reset. As you have been in a kind of more of a dormant environment, things settle, so we've got to open it up and clean the slate. So we go through a 10-day, what we call bio reset, through juicing methods, and many people are interested in this and seeing incredible results with not just the immediate weight loss or the drop, if that's your goal. And for men, we focus on even maintaining more of what we call an anabolic state through a cleanse, so that you can preserve your lean tissues and your muscle mass while leaning out at the same time, dropping the water, stripping everything out, so that then at the end of that 10-day, we're looking to have a cleaner system or foundation to build a solid house onto. And whether if you're a bodybuilder, you're a power lifter, you're a performance athlete, you're a collegiate high school football player, you anywhere in that high level realm of physical activity, you still need to clean the slate to get the most optimal results after. So that's where the 10-day bio reset comes in. And over the next week, we'll be dropping more and more information in his E5 Academy Natomas private group on Facebook. Daily videos and such talking about how we cleanse that gut. Now, inflammation is the true killer on the heart. Inflammation comes from allergic reactions to the foods that we have. So as we're consuming processed carbohydrates and sugars and trans fats and these different things, we're having an allergic reaction and inflammatory response. that starts causing compression on the heart and the cardiovascular system, doesn't allow the heart to expand and the capillaries, so ultimately you build up more plaque. So the trifecta of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and high A1C count, which ultimately leads to type 2 diabetes. So the three components that make up metabolic syndrome. So for long-term health, cleaning the gut will ultimately lead to less risk of heart disease, heart attacks, and all of the things that come from that. Now, as we get compression in our cardiovascular system, heart and lungs, it doesn't allow us to take in proper airflow and oxygen through our breath work. And we live in a constant stage of fight or flight by mouth breathing. We breathe in and out through our mouths because of all of the impulses that we have in modern society, being hurrying to work and dropping the kids off, and two parents working different jobs, and technology and the different hidden killers that are around us as well, from electromagnetic frequencies, and again, back to the toxins and the pesticides that are in our foods. All of these secret things that we're not seeing, that are not a calorie or a macronutrient or whatever, that are causing all of these different issues that ultimately create the fog in the brain. Okay, so that so much of our world's mental health issues are not just it's just some issue I inherited from my parents, and it's all genetic. Wrong. It's environmentally induced with so much of it, and it's the stresses that are around us, and that ultimately force us to react by consuming addictive chemicals like sugars and nicotine and alcohol and these substances, stimulants, to hit the triggers in our brain to calm our nervous system down. When that nervous system can be calmed through appropriate breath work, number one, if you apply 2 minutes a day, you could kick many of those habits that I just laid out just through your breath work. Now we clear up the gut, you're going to have a higher level of focus, determination, dedication, discipline. You're going to be more laser sharp. And some of that comes through the methods that we'll be working on throughout this 10-day bio reset. And the 30-day challenge is about developing your habits. Okay? Yeah. It's not about, this is not a biggest loser, biggest winner. Everyone's a winner in this, okay? Any piece that you learn and start to adopt into your lifestyle is going to be a win. We're not going to measure how many days you check in or how many pounds you lose or any of that stuff. Now, we would like you to take your measurements. We would like you to take your photos, because at the end of this, we want to give to you. And at the end of this giving, all that we want back is the testimonial from the results that we know you're going to see by following this challenge, okay? And that's what we want back at the end. Now, and to help change your life, to be dedicated through this challenge. So it's a 10-day juice cleanse. She gets excited. I'm telling you, she's already on us. Yeah, look how swole she is. Look at this. She's buff. She knows what's up. Look at, we don't play around here, Yeah. 10-day juice cleanse, juice and fruit cleanse, stripping everything out. 30-day process. Now we're going to go into teaching fasting methods, intermittent fasting, methods on ketosis, macros, and even into carnivore. So whether if you're plant-based, vegan, macro, or carnivore, or whatever your method is, there's so many different ways of doing this out there. We support you and we want to help. And so we're going to be a soundboard for many of you through this. Challenge kicks off on
the 22nd.
There we go.
22nd. We have the 10-day cleanse. It's going to go from the 22nd to July 1st, guys. And then from July 2nd all the way to July 31st, all right, it's going to be the 30-day challenge. All right, that's a pretty good time, guys. So we have like a week to prepare, all right? Mm-hmm. Coach is going to give us more details on how the 10-day cleanse is going to go, but those are the dates, all right? 10 days, June 22nd all the way to July 1st, July 2nd all the way to July 31st, our 30-day challenge.
Awesome. Anything else you want to add to it? Anything that I need to add that I'm missing?
No, not really. There will be a lot of details given out throughout this week, guys, because that start date is on the 22nd, all right? And so for those of you in our Natomas family, I will be connecting with you all a lot through our Facebook group page, myself and the coaches, all right? I have a Zoom call with the coaches to give them updated on everything that's happening, all right? As far as the class schedules and with this 40-day collectively challenge that we're doing, 10-day cleanse, 30-day challenge, all right? So you guys make sure you're getting those notifications, you're reading those comments, send those questions, all right? So we can also get some scheduled day and time to have you guys come in here, just in case we need to get you properly assessed. We will be letting you guys know the system on how to get your before and after photos, which you will take yourself, as well as those measurements, and we'll show you how to record those as well.
Awesome. Well, listen, we're really excited to see all you guys join in on this and help you on that path to get back to a new version, an even better version of yourself.
Yes.
And the key in any challenge like this is finding those opportunities. And that's where we talk about that window of opportunity right now, is there is a new norm and things are going to be a little different. And we'll see if they ever get back to how they were before. I don't know that our world is ever going to be like it was prior to 3 months ago, because there's a whole lot going on in our world right now, from again, the pandemic to even some of the race stuff and the riots and all of these pieces out there. And at the end of the day, the reason why we have the brotherhood and the relationship that we do is because we have the same beliefs in our faith, which is I'm me, he's him, and together we're one, and that's it at the end of the day. And we all come down to the same stuff, and it's molecular tissue and atoms in the end. And so it's all energy, and so we want to raise vibrations and have high energy. And during this time, three words I would say to keep in mind is, because we all have different beliefs on spacing and the coronavirus has been a really split thing, as harsh as the political wars, you know. It's crazy, mask or no mask, and everyone's really firm in their stances. But number one is be kind. Be kind. Like it's as simple as that, and that's real masculinity or strength or power or maturity and all of these things. Being able to be kind, be considerate. Be considerate of spaces. Be considerate of where you're at, and that includes awareness to who's around you and what's happening, and whether if again you believe in the mask 6 feet distance or whatever it is, other people do, and so we're just in the space where we have to honor that. And the last one is staying mindful, staying open-minded to new norms and new changes and different things. And businesses are all put under a lot of scrutiny right now. The gym industry, like all, have been shut down through all this craziness and have a lot of hurdles and challenges to go through to come back and reopen. Most gyms were shut down and were deemed non-essential, so to even run and operate or carry any kind of staffing was not permitted. And so most employees throughout all of fitness were furloughed or unemployed, and so I think a lot of people are coming back to expect big changes in their gyms as far as overhauls or different pieces. And what I would say is look for more investment in orderly structure to create more safety and spatial distancing. So I wouldn't look for all new fancy gadgets. What I would look for is to see if your gyms have provided the appropriate signage and direction and guidance and communication, number one, and then number two, the appropriate spaces for you to be able to come in and work out and train and all of those pieces. So hopefully that helps, and we got some good information out. Really excited again one more time about taking this journey with everyone on the 10-day bio reset and the 30-day habitual development challenge. It's all about the lifestyle in this and developing these habits. No matter what the goal is, this is absolutely for you, and we can really dial in our details to accommodate any type of goal or really situation. So.
And to take away from this, you guys, a very key word that Coach Rob used is habitual, all right? And the reason why I say that, if you go to any of my social media platforms, any of his social media platforms, and I have to come close when I say this, it's as if we've been preparing people for what the after effect of whether this pandemic, whether this racial divide has brought us, you guys, has presented to us. You guys have to, I really encourage you to take this 40 days, all right, to invest in the after effect that's going to come in the next year, the next 2 years, next 3, 4, 5 years, you guys, all right? Because everyone thinks that, whether it be an economic collapse and things like that, many times our brains have been transformed to think that that's going to happen maybe in 3 months, things like that. No, all right, this is something you want to have as a part of your lifestyle. So when the 5-year after effect or the 10-year after effect, all right, just like the Great Depression came 10 years after that whole Spanish flu pandemic, all right? And look what happened to many of the people that did not reset during that Spanish flu, that did not reset. Look what happened to their emotions. Look at how their body responded when the economic collapse hit. And these are the things that's really going to, you make the investment now. Make that investment now. Reset your habits, guys. So when these things happen, if they happen again, your body is ready. Your mind is ready, okay? Whether it's going outside or whether it's ready to get back in the house. When I was at home, it was as if nothing changed for me, mentally.
You know,
emotionally.
I think of the there's an ancient I think it's a Chinese proverb, or I don't even think the author is known, but it has to do with I'd prefer to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in war. And you know, that the reality is, even okay, if we believe in the coronavirus and you believe in the risk and the concern, or if you don't, you believe, probably because you believe in your own immune system and your health and you're strong enough to combat it. But if you are really in fear of your health and those pieces, you probably have higher concern and risk, of course. So, you know, as the world reopens up and you have concern, the biggest piece to turn direction on is your own internal health and build your armor.
Yes.
Think of yourself as building your knight's armor to go out into combat and battle. And what are you going to build it out of? And that starts from the inside out. Internal health, through the gut, healing the heart, healing the brain, keeping it clear, so that if the coronavirus is as contagious or whatever, you're ready to defend it, and you have a higher confidence going into that, which gives you a higher vibration and ability to just beat it if it comes through. Maybe you don't even notice the symptoms at that point because your immune system and your health is so strong. So that's exactly what we're looking to do, is help you build your armor as a holistic warrior, and that's essentially how we are viewing ourselves through this thing. Is we're looking to develop holistic warriors and people that are adopting this lifestyle. And I go back, whether if you're an athlete, you're a soldier, you're just an everyday person looking for healthy functionality, this is the right thing for you at this time to get your body back into the groove. So, you know, that's all I have. Again, really excited to team up with Coach here, and you know, we've been crushing it for the last 4 years together, and we're just going to keep it going on this one. This guy, every time we ran body transformation challenges in the past, his clients won it. In fact, across an organization of like 60 health clubs at one point, and his clients were #1 throughout. So if you want a coach that is going to dial you in, that this guy he's a phenom. He knows it. He lives it. He understands the spirit of the lifestyle. He knows intuitive nutrition. He knows the body intuitively and the mind as well. And if you work with him, you know what I'm talking about. You walk in that day, you're a little off. He catches it. You know, there's always that stuff with him. So again, if you're out there and you need a great coach and somebody to look to, whether if you're in his studio or you're just online, work with Duante here. He's building a team of he's delivering results across the board. Everything I've seen him touch with clients has just been shred factory. So, and that's the byproduct of developing the new habits and the lifestyle, which is the beauty of it. Yes. You know, the difference is, you know, and I would say that both of us we've talked about this in the past. We would give people a fish, we get them shredded, and we get them to this point. But now we truly feel like we're giving you a fishing pole where you have the knowledge to be able to do this yourself repeatedly, time and time again. So as you're aging, we're going to slow that rate down and make sure we keep you younger longer, and that's our mission in life. So awesome. We appreciate you guys. I look forward to starting this challenge this week. Adios.